So today we've got another tablet comparison. This one should be pretty interesting. We've got one of Lenovo's best new tablets, the Tab P11 Pro Gen 2, versus one of Samsung's most popular and more affordable tablets, the Tab S7 FE. So let's go ahead and get started. Pricing is going to be somewhat similar between the two. Lenovo usually starts around $400, where the S7 FE is a little over $500, but both of these have been on sale several times, and I would be surprised if you couldn't find either with a pretty nice price cut. But you shouldn't have to pay full price for either one. I've seen both of these go on sale several times, and you're going to get some pretty decent storage options for both tablets. 128 gigabytes of storage with 4 or 6 gigabytes of RAM on the P11 Pro. Then you get 4, 6, or 8 gigabytes of RAM on the Galaxy Tab, depending on which storage you go with, ranging from 64 up to 256 gigabytes. Now, a pretty obvious difference between these two is going to be the screen size. The Galaxy Tab has a larger 12.4-inch LCD display with 2560 by 1600 resolution, and then the P11 Pro has an OLED 11.2-inch display with 2560 by 1536 resolution. So a little bit different size and technology between the two. To me, the Lenovo tablet looks a little bit better and has better viewing angles. Colors also look a little more vibrant and has deeper blacks versus the Galaxy Tab. Not that the Galaxy Tab looks bad, just not quite as good as the P11 Pro in my opinion. You're also going to get 120 Hz refresh rate on the P11 Pro, only 60 Hz on the Tab S7 FE. You're also going to be able to watch YouTube videos up to 4K resolution on both and full HD playback resolution on apps like Netflix. So both should be good for watching movies, TV shows, or playing games. It may come down to personal preference, and it's going to be a tough choice just based on the screen, because even though the P11 Pro may look a little better, the size of the S7 FE can be pretty nice when gaming or watching stuff, making it a little bit easier on the eyes just because of the larger screen. Now you're going to get a little bit different battery life on these two. The P11 Pro lasted 7.5 hours in my battery drain test, where the Tab S7 FE only lasted 6 hours. Both should have plenty of power to get you through a normal workday, obviously depending on what kinds of stuff you're doing. But yeah, if you want the tablet with better battery life, I'd go with Lenovo. Software on these two tablets, even though they're both on Android 12, they are going to look and work slightly different. You'll notice left of the home screen, you're going to get the Google Discover newsfeed or Samsung Free for the Galaxy Tab. And then you get the Google Entertainment Space on the P11 Pro. You'll also notice the S7 FE has a taskbar now, which can be turned off in the settings if you like. I kind of feel it does take up too much space when it's in portrait mode. Luckily, that can be turned off in the settings. Probably going to be personal preference on which has the better software, but I feel like Samsung might be just a little more refined, but it's nice to see Lenovo software is getting better and better. And then on the Galaxy Tab, you get Samsung DeX, while on the P11 Pro, you get productivity mode, which kind of makes it look like a Chromebook and is somewhat similar to Samsung DeX. Probably prefer DeX just a little bit more. Again, this is going to be personal preference, but both appear to have some nice options when it comes to software. You can also connect a keyboard and mouse to either tablet and make them feel a little bit more like a regular laptop. Now the P11 Pro works with the Precision Pen 3, probably one of the best pens so far for Lenovo, and it's sort of a mix between the S Pen and the Apple Pencil. One advantage you have with the Galaxy Tab is it comes with the S Pen, where you have to buy the pen separate on the P11 Pro. Again, it's going to be personal preference. I prefer the S Pen a little bit better. I also feel the S Pen is a little bit easier to use, but both are nice options to have, especially if you're wanting to do drawing, taking notes, or just moving around the software. Performance-wise, Lenovo has the MediaTek Companion 1300T processor, while the Galaxy Tab is going to have the Snapdragon 750G or 780G, depending on whether you choose the 5G or Wi-Fi version. The one I have is the 5G version. Performance-wise is going to be sort of one-sided. As you can see here in single-core scores, a little bit better on Lenovo, but a huge advantage when it comes to multi-core scores, at least with the versions I have here. Now, I don't think you're going to notice a huge difference just moving around the software, but if you want the tablet with better overall performance, I would go with Lenovo. And then when it comes to gaming, it's going to be pretty close between these two, but they both can handle playing games like PUBG Mobile, Asphalt 9, or Apex Legends Mobile. I think most people will enjoy gaming on either, but just keep in mind, it's going to be a little harder to handle the S7 FE if you're using the touchscreen, just because it's quite a bit larger. Now, if you're using a Bluetooth controller, it doesn't really matter which one you go with. They both do a decent job in gaming during my testing. It might just come down to which size of screen do you prefer to game on. Now, unfortunately, neither of these tablets have a headphone jack, but you are going to get speakers on each side. 4 speakers on the P11 Pro, 2 speakers on the S7 FE. Good thing is both have Dolby Atmos, but things are going to sound a little better on the P11 Pro and a little louder overall as well. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what to expect. Now the cameras on these two tablets, sort of what you would expect for this price range. You get an 8 megapixel rear, 5 megapixel front on the Galaxy Tab, and then 13 megapixel for the rear, 8 megapixel on the front for the P11 Pro. So a little higher resolution on the P11 Pro, and you can shoot up to 4K resolution on the P11 Pro for video, only 1080p on the Galaxy Tab. Now it's going to be mostly personal preference when it comes to which has the better cameras, but in real world use, the S7 FE actually does a pretty decent job in lower light situations, maybe even better than Lenovo. Here's a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at these two tablets from Samsung and Lenovo. As you can see, there's a couple things to consider or that may make you lean towards one or the other. I feel like I've got a couple more comparisons to do with the P11 Pro, and I've got some more phone and tablet comparisons in the works, so you'll want to look out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.